And we're live, bro.
Yo, yo, what's up, everybody?
How goes it? Thanks for tuning in. Yo, if you guys are watching this live, do me a favor, just like repost this if you could. Oh my, as my cat's going crazy in the
That's your
background.
cat.
Yeah, it's going crazy for attention. Guys,
That's
you know what I
funny.
just realized as I was watching our like intro and stuff, like the pregame, like we need audio, we need music, we need some sound before we go live, like in the background of like
Right?
the Asvoria video. Yeah, definitely need to grab. I have some NFTs that give me like licensing rights, so I'm just gonna have to go through my library of like music NFTs and just like grab
Yeah.
one I have the rights to use.
I have a buddy who makes music and he'll let me use any of that stuff for free too.
All
I'll see
right.
if you like any of his stuff and we'll
Well,
check it
some of the
out.
stuff I have's like crypto or like bro centric. You know what I mean? It's like I have
Yeah, for
music
sure.
made for me and stuff
I
like.
like 150 stuff.
Oh yeah, I got some. I think yeah, I got some of his stuff too. He was on what was that? Ghost. Something with Ghost.
Um, I don't know. I don't remember.
Me neither. There's so many different like platforms for this stuff that just like aren't a thing
Oh,
anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I know. And plus, he's got like metaverse stuff too, so I can't keep up with it. But he's got some cool stuff. And he said I could use one of his songs as a for an intro. I forget which one it was, but he has some cool music for
Yeah,
sure.
we had a guest scheduled for tonight, but I don't know what happened. Shout out to Poisonous Pinups. Hopefully they jump in. But yeah, Poisonous Pinups LLC. Met them out at NFT NYC, and we were gonna do the podcast tonight, but they kind of something might have come up. So hopefully everything's okay, and we can reschedule.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get him on soon.
But I figured we could go
Was-
over some of the interesting stories of the day. Every day there's something new. I thought this one was an interesting one. Craig Wright finally drops his appeal against Hodlnaut in Norway. If I don't know if everyone's familiar, a lot of people are new to the space. Craig Wright's going around telling everyone he's Satoshi. A judge finally told him, "No, you're not,"
That's
and
fair.
and I guess since the judge told him he's not, he stopped suing Hodlnaut because Hodlnaut was basically doing the same thing the judge just did and just said you're not Satoshi. And he got sued over saying it. So congratulations to Hodlnaut for you know his victory and for all of our victories, but for fighting on our behalf, Craig Wright.
That's too funny. Yeah, I mean, I know he wants to be Satoshi, but maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But I swear I met Satoshi in Puerto Rico.
I feel like everyone's gonna have that feeling like they met Satoshi, especially as the space grows. They're just gonna run into that one person they just feel like knows too much, or they're just like too like I think that's Satoshi.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be like
Oh, and I,
an immortal like vibe. You know what I mean? Like 100 years from now, people are like, "Oh, is that Satoshi?" Like, how are you still getting this feeling?
yeah, I mean, it still trips me out though, just the whole story and how far things have come since Bitcoin came out, and then how many people like that are getting into NFTs and stuff now don't really know about Satoshi and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah, Craig Wright fucked himself by trying to get the government involved in his claim to the throne of Satoshi, without involving cease and desist and subpoenas and lawsuits and all this stuff. Like he just did it to himself. But my game theory thought on it is he's game theorying SEO. 100 years from now, you're gonna Google, who is Satoshi, and it's just gonna be all Craig Wright stuff, right? And
right.
yeah, there are people. So he's gonna own the narrative in the future, and I think that's just who that could be the play. He's a pretty smart dude. He's not dumb. He's just doing dumb shit. But I think this could be like the long term, benefit of the risk reward for him saying, you know what, in 100 years, even when I'm dead, people are gonna Google, Satoshi question mark, and my picture will show up.
Right, that's hilarious. And that's probably what his plan was the whole time, was the way he was gonna, get into that was just that part of history was just
Oh, it's
constantly.
immortality, right?
Yeah. No, it's brilliant.
I mean,
That's so funny.
the only other thing, and I've said this a few times. It might be the first time I'm saying it publicly, but what would be cool is if Craig Wright like filmed a video holding a newspaper like years ago, and in that video he's like, "Look, guys, I'm going to claim to be Satoshi." And I'm going to force Satoshi to come out and contribute back to Bitcoin. And I'm going to do it in a way where you're all going to hate me, but Satoshi's going to have no choice but to come back. And when he does, I'll admit,
Right.
and he post that video maybe. And then if if Satoshi were to come back, like maybe the judge said, yeah, Craig writes Satoshi, and then Satoshi comes back, signs a transaction with the Genesis Bitcoin, and says like in the memo, no, he's not.
No, he's
And then Craig Wright just releases the video of him planning all of this elaborate ruse.
that's too funny.
Oh, wouldn't that be
It's gonna
nice?
be the biggest rug pull. But like I don't know, the opposite of a rug pull, I guess.
Well, speaking of rug pulls, founder of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, he appeals his fraud conviction. I don't even think he went through like the 7-day lockup. Like, did he even make it to Gen Pop? And he's already trying to get out.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I think he was still being, like held in some type of house arrest situation, I thought,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
what
have
I
no
thought.
idea.
Like, I'm like, this dude didn't even get in a jumpsuit yet and get commissary, and he's like already trying to get out of it. I feel like didn't they? Yeah, I was like, I think they gave him some time to get his shit in order, and then he can like turn himself in. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat, if you're, if you know, like, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's just like already saying, I don't want to go before I get there. Let me out. It's not a good look, I think, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like for like whoever has to review that shit, like that, you might as well have waited a while, bro.
Yeah, I still don't. I mean, I know that he's getting I guess convicted or whatever with these
Oh
charges,
yeah, yeah,
but
he's
I
fucked.
still don't think he's gonna actually see any real jail time. I think that when it comes down to him being in prison, something's gonna end up coming to light, or something's gonna happen, and he's gonna end up
He was already
maybe
getting hit
doing
with a
house
slap
arrest or
on the
something.
wrist. It wasn't even that much time. It was
Right.
like what, 20 something years or something.
Yeah, didn't they say like they wanted to do like over 100 years or something, kind of similar to like
It's like
how they
what,
did.
$1 million a month. he
Yeah,
gets to
something ridiculous.
he gets to get out and it'll all be there waiting for him. Watch.
Yeah, dude, that stuff's crazy though. Like, I mean, I still don't think he's gonna really get too much in trouble, but everybody still thinks he's gonna see some prison time. I think he's just gonna end up coming back and didn't he already start another project too? Or like, wasn't there something that he was trying to get started while he
Hmm.
was going through all this?
That's possible. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to his shit for a while. I was just like,
Yeah.
it became more convoluted than it should have been. It's a pretty straightforward scam.
Yeah, all that stuff was crazy. And did you see I guess you said you didn't. When BitBoy and all them went to go when they went to their house where they lived at, him and like a group of people traveled out there where the news was when they went to go find him, like they found out where he lived and shit. And they all went
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
unhinged.
That was crazy. Yeah, I thought that was just like that was the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip or two of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see BitBoy or any of those people with security. Like, they didn't have anybody protecting them, and that's a pretty dumb situation to put yourself into when you have the money to hire some security, especially if you're going to do a stunt like that. Because then your security talks to their security instead of, you know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was just a whole crazy situation. I just can't believe that, I don't think that's going to be the last thing we see that of something that capacity. That's just been nuts.
Yeah, I saw an article today as well a few hours ago from Cointelegraph talking about Generation Z and millennials choosing crypto over stocks. Honestly, if you guys are watching this, like most of the stuff I'll get is like either from Cointelegraph, CoinDesk. I used to go to Castle Crypto and get some articles from there as well. So really just like those stories. If you wanted to check out what we're talking about, you can just go pop that up. But yeah, Generation Z and millennials are choosing crypto over stocks, and yeah, pretty much everyone saw that coming, right? Nobody's surprised.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't. It's just I don't see why how they would have not. You know, it's
Well,
so
how's
much
a
easier to
12-year-old supposed to
access.
invest in Kellogg's?
Right, exactly.
You know
There's
what
so
I'm
many
fucking
hoops.
saying, dude?
That's hilarious.
You know?
Like even before like Robinhood, how hard it was to try to get involved with stocks and all that stuff. Like you had to have like a certain amount of money. You had to be able to have, access to certain types of accounts and things, and you just had an arm and a leg to do it. And even though it's a little bit easier now with crypto, like you said, like there's no real like age uh restrictions or anything like
There's no
that.
restrictions, and that's how it should be. The any velvet rope for participation is a gated opportunity, and opportunities are a human right. You know, especially ones like this. You know, fuck accredited investing bullshit and age gated participation, especially in things like this. You know, I know some, like I said, 12-year-old. Like I know some 12-year-olds I met at conferences that know more about finance through this technology than most people who are accredited
Right.
investors that I've talked to about crypto technology.
Right. Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of them out there, and there are definitely quite a bit of kids that I'm sure have gotten involved, especially ones that were getting Bitcoin and everything before they turned 18, and then ended
Yeah.
up becoming like millionaires and like emancipating themselves, or just waiting until they were 18 and taking all that money and just going out with that. Like I'm sure we'll hear more stories about that. Um, I'm looking at this one right now, the JP Morgan thing. I always like keeping track and seeing what these companies have got going on. But there's this financial group called Kyriba and JP Morgan blockchain business, or they're coming up with their own blockchain. They're collaborating on something for cross-border payments. And that's one thing that whenever I see people kind of doubt with what's going on in crypto and talking about banks and governments trying to kill it, when it's like the truth is actually the opposite. A lot of them are very much so trying to get involved and wanting to be a part of it and doing what they can to not kill it. They're
Yeah.
just trying to make sense of what they can. But it seems like JP Morgan they've been pretty involved for a while. I mean, I think ever since like when they first seized like the stuff from Silk Road, I think they were one of the first ones that were buying it whenever the government was selling it. But this will be interesting. I wonder what token. I bet you they'll end up trying to collaborate with the XRP. I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I'm not, not much of a fan of XRP and Ripple personally, but that doesn't
Yeah.
really affect the fact that they're going to be a thing in the world. That's for sure. they they have been in the bankers' pockets since day one, man. I'm actually kind of surprised how quiet Ripple has been during all of this still, even after the whole SEC stuff and everything. Like they're they have taken the most low key route and approach.
Yeah.
They used to be
There's been a lot
way
of people
louder,
building,
bro.
right, and especially the XRP army.
Yeah, well, not even. I'm just
Um,
saying, like the company at like conferences and just like the
oh yeah.
ads and billboard, all kinds of stuff, dude. They were nuts. It was Ripple was like everywhere.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they've been, I guess, just kind of buckled down and pulling in their resources to really, I guess, work on whatever they have going on. There's a lot of people that I know that have been building on the Ripple blockchain though. Like, there's a bunch of games and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
I guess regardless of what's going on with the actual token, like, there's still a lot of people using the blockchain.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Um,
There's stuff happening, but it's not. They're not as loud about it as they used to be.
yeah, I know. Whenever I saw they had all the influencer fighting stuff, for that karate combat or whatever. I've been trolling them, telling them that make it me versus the whole XRP army.
I hit up Loudmouth the other day and told him he should have me be like a card girl or something, where I just walk in with a
Nice.
card, or like I could totally be an announcer. But I also said like when Hugfest because I'm a pacifist.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I will out hug anybody. Ah.
That's a good one. A hug fest.
Yeah,
See, that would be
karate combat is just like it's cool and all. I guess I like to watch some Spartan shit, but it's not really
right.
something that I would attend in real life. I don't like to be around that much aggro.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I guess I got like years of, aggression kind of built up. So like I wouldn't mind throwing down a little bit. Not to hurt anybody or nothing like that. Mostly to kind of get a little bit hurt, but kind of to hurt somebody a little bit. Just not really bad. But I think I would, like I said, I'll fight the whole XRP army just to make it fair.
And I had some, yeah, dude, just to make it fair, fucking nut. I did have some info here on the Solana-ness. I guess I could read a little bit of this.
And we got some comments in the chat too. I just
Austin
look.
Federa, strategy at Solana Foundation, developers from Aneza, Fire Dancer, Jito, and other core contributors are working diligently, not sleeping much, to shore up Solana's networking. It's so small over here. Sorry, bear with me. Networking stack to meet the unprecedented demand the network is seeing today. There's been a lot of threads on what's exactly causing the extreme congestion, and many of those threads disagree with one another. But at the highest level, the issue is conceptual. So it's whatever. So fucking tiny. Hold on. All right, there you go. Conceptually simple in the implementation of the software system is today not robust enough to handle the amount of traffic being thrown at it. I just have to scroll like every 3 sentences, dude, because I can't see this. That's now being fixed, but the obvious question is, how did we get here? This
Like
was
this.
yeah, meme coins, motherfucking meme coins. Oh man, they weren't ready. This was to some extent a known bottleneck in the implementation of QUIC, Quick, used on the Agave AGAVE validator client, and was on the roadmap to be addressed. What was not expected was the rate at which demand for Solana would increase, flipping the implementation from adequate but needing improvement to inadequate in a matter of days. So they were prepared for this. It just came I would say a few days, maybe weeks too early for them, but that's a good problem. Failure of success, which is otherwise known as failure of planning. This is, put simply, tech debt, the trade-off between new and important new work, like readying Solana to support its first independent validator client implementation, Fire Dancer, which includes near total rewrite of the network stack later this year, and important maintenance improvement work. Every decision is a series of trade-offs. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. This is not dissimilar from what the Solana network went through in early 2022 when demand outstripped the capacity of several systems. Core protocol developers from across the ecosystem are working as swiftly as they can to implement and test improvements in the network stack to address the current network congestion. It will take some time, but we will get there. This open source software project is nothing without the thousands of developers and millions of users who believe in the vision of Solana. Quote unquote, we'll get there together. And I see here it says the Solana devs sites are on April 15th to fix the network congestion. So in other words, everything is fine.
I mean, it seemed to be working okay when I sent, Solana over to Coinbase.
Okay. You got it to work. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't take long and it worked, but it happens, and the people want to be mad at it. But I honestly think probably the biggest issue is that there's probably just not enough developers. They don't have enough people working, so learn how to develop
That's
on
literally
Solana.
every blockchain's problem. Yeah, man. If you guys want to make money, develop on a blockchain.
Yeah.
Like,
If you want it to be better, learn how to develop on it and help them out. You know what I'm
dude,
saying?
fuck, dude. I wish I paid attention enough in computer science class, man. Like,
Same.
I wish MySpace was around like 5 years longer without like Facebook and shit, because we were all learning how to code on MySpace.
Ooh,
At least I was.
here's a good Solana related one. Wait, no thanks. Solana drama continues as leading DeFi founder quits amid $150 million
I
outflows.
saw that too. That was the yesterday or something, but yeah, we could talk about that today.
Controversy erupts between DeFi lending platforms MarginFi, Solblaze, and SolEnd. Decentralized finance lending platforms MarginFi, Solblaze, and SolEnd have found themselves embroiled in a heated dispute with accusations of misconduct and misinformation being leveled by all sides. The controversy stems from MarginFi's alleged failure to replenish Blaze token, BLZE token emissions for its users over an 8-day period,
Yeah, the
which MarginFi
congestion is
attributes to
making everybody else
congestion.
look bad.
Yeah, oh no.
Yeah.
McBrennan, co-founder of the Margin Group, claims it has consistently paid out more than the required guidelines to Blaze lenders and followers, blah blah. Excess coming in personal funds. But who quit? Situation escalated as Rooter, founder of here it goes. I guess the situation escalated as Rooter, founder of Solana DeFi protocol SolEnd, shared the backstory of his conflict with MarginFi. Per Rooter, MarginFi allegedly attempted to blackball SolEnd with peers, spreading falsehoods about SolEnd's total value locked, and attacking its Oracle configuration. Isn't that funny? Like that's how nerds fight.
Isn't that funny?
Hey, your TVL, like is they're talking shit about is bullshit. Your Oracle configuration is trash. Like,
No, your mom's fat.
but like it affects them. Like, oh shit, he's right. Did you hear that one? That one nerd. He's
Yeah.
correct. We have to dump. But
Damn.
okay,
That is funny.
um, I guess it just got worse, and they all started just disagreeing with each other. And then Pavlovsky. Okay, so amid the drama, Edgar Pavlovsky, MarginFi's founder, announced his resignation from the MRGN group and all related project. Pavlovsky cited disagreements with the way things have been handled internally and externally, emphasizing his commitment to working on projects that matter to society. See, I like that because
I like to
I would
vision
do
it that
something
he
like
just
that.
like wiped everything off the desk and was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah, he's like, this is some bullshit, and I'm out of here. But I like that because he emphasizing his commitment to working on projects that matter to society because there's not enough of that. There's really not enough of projects that, there's a lot of projects that matter. I don't want to say that none of them matter, but on the bigger picture for society, I think that's why we have so much minimal, onboarding and so few people like coming in constantly because it's just there's not enough that really matters to society as a whole, and that's what we need more of.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately, this infrastructure is just going to make a monopoly out of it because even if you want to
yeah,
do anything charitable, like in a metaverse, there's going to be some big money having to be behind it. Unfortunately, it's not like you're going to be able to just pop up and do voluntary efforts. It's going to
yeah,
be an expensive endeavor, especially like the earlier days in like Web3. But definitely,
damn.
you're
So
going to need stuff like social resources. Social
right,
resources in the metaverse and in Web3.
man, Solana's causing all kinds of trouble.
I love it though, dude. It's like so
Yeah,
undervalued right now. It's one of the
I think
only.
so too.
It's one of the only like the only coins in the top 10 that's like beyond suppressed in value. Like it is
Yeah,
insane.
and I think like with all the other chains and with everything else, it just takes time. It needs more people,
But that's what I
more,
want. I don't want it to
more
be
involvement.
ready and
Like,
done because then there's no investment opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
well, that's what I mean. Like, there's still years where, like, it needs development, it needs people. Like, it still needs a little bit of work. So that's what my point is that it's not a bad blockchain. Like, I don't think any of them are really bad blockchains. They're just, very underfunded and very understaffed for most of them.
Yeah, dude.
And even though Solana has a big community, like, I can guarantee you, they just probably don't have enough brains that
Such
are
a good
working on
problem to
this.
have, isn't it?
Yeah, and they need new, fresh brains too, like people who can come up with new things, like visionaries and, that can help, evolve this stuff because this shit changes at the speed of light. And I like Solana. I didn't really get too much into it before, but, they're still trucking away. So meeting the team at A Denver was nice and getting to,
Yeah.
talk with them and do the interview was cool. So, they got my support.
Yeah, I like to, like I said, like you said, I like to see the Solana team, the foundation. They were at ETH Denver. It was good to meet them in person. Um, I guess I got interested in it the more meme coins kept coming over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when I was looking at Ethereum back in the day and saw all the ICOs, I didn't know what was about to happen. But when all of the ICOs, did rug pull, they went and cashed all into
Mhm.
Ethereum and took Ethereum to new heights. And I totally see the same thing happening on Solana. A lot of these meme coins are going to rug, and they're going to rug into Solana. And I'm just sitting there waiting for it because like a lot of the stuff's going to go into utility after this year. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of the funny money, is going to learn their lesson, and people are the next wave of on-ramped adopters are going to, they're going to be able to learn from watching other people touch the fire and get burnt. They're not going to have to touch it themselves.
Right.
This wave, there's been
Yeah.
enough runs with scams, and the first one was like with the ICOs, and much more crypto savvy, much more tech savvy, much more financial savvy. But this run here with the meme coin wave, it's degenerate as fuck. It's
It is.
everybody's gonna learn from their niece and nephew doing dumb shit with dumb money, and they're not gonna do it when they get involved next year.
Yeah, I still think it's better than the ICO
Oh
because
yeah,
at least
for
a bunch
sure.
of nerds are making money,
At least it's
which
honest.
they did.
It's just
Yeah.
honest. Like, give me your money. It's so funny, and that's it. The ICOs were like, give me your money. I'm gonna do something that
Right.
it's impossible, so I'm never gonna do it. And haha, jokes on you. At least in the meme coin
Yeah.
shit, you're in on the joke.
Yeah, most people aren't putting in their life savings and shit and selling their houses to
You want to put in your
invest.
life savings in a Dogecoin? I'm all for it because you're getting involved in a joke, and that's the point. Make money a joke.
Yeah.
Make currency hilarious. Make it irrelevant. Like we can parody money into a point that it's just a joke when you think about money in the future. Like I can't believe we use this stuff money. Like you remember money?
Right.
That was stupid.
Oh gosh, I know. I don't even get me started on that. That'll be like a whole nother episode by itself. The whole concept of money, and I mean, I don't get into arguments over it because like I don't, but like some people just don't understand like why I don't really care too much about it. Like I understand we need it, and so for that fact, I do care to have it because it's a necessity for me to stay alive and provide
But
for
only
the people I
because of
care
the
about.
system that has been built
Right,
around
because
it
it's
to
been
make
forced
it
upon
necessary.
me. But at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't. It's not even really a thing. It's
You
not,
know what?
it's,
I love people's argument
it's
though. We've used
not
money.
real.
We've always used money. We've used money since tulips. We've used money since
Yeah.
notches and sticks. And I'm like, yeah,
Like, but animals
we,
don't use money.
but we also use this shit in holes in the ground and bury it and dig a new hole to shit in. Like we evolved as a
Right.
society and we've moved past those ideologies and at least
Yeah.
got to a point where it's like, oh, can you believe we did that? Like it's just like, oh, can you believe we used that for this? It's not like
Right.
we didn't get, you know what I mean? We're going to get to the point where it's going to be just as silly as shitting in a hole in the backyard when you have, a Lamborghini in the driveway. It's like you live like that with this technology. That's silly.
No, man, it's gonna be as silly as having a stick to share to wipe your ass.
Yes, fucking facts. And hey, man, the Romans,
Like
Rome. Look how
exactly.
successful Rome.
Are you done
Rome
with that
did.
shit
Let's
stick,
do what
bro?
they did.
All right, I'm done. Hold on.
Yeah,
Thanks,
why
Sam.
change anything? Our ancestors did the
Yeah.
same stuff. Fuck that, dude. Money. Give it another decade or
classic.
two, and the generation growing up with this shit, they're just
Yeah.
gonna. Fortnite coins are gonna mean more to them than fiat, bro.
Absolutely. And it's not to say we can't have some type of exchange of value, but it's just it needs to be more direct. Like money is such a bad middleman for, hey, the things that I'm doing and the things that I have are valuable to you. Let's trade for this stuff so I can get that stuff. Or it's like, why can't I just give you what you want or need and you give me what I want and need and we'll call it a day, That's why I like the Flow Fest, because out there, you could barter and trade, and I had like a bunch of pre-rolls that I had made, and so I was like trading for food, trading for silver dimes, trading for coffee in the morning. I was paying for everything that I needed for people that had what I wanted and that wanted pre-rolls. You know what I mean? So it was, that was awesome. There were people that had bullets, they had all kinds of resources and things, services or whatever that they could trade for. So it's just like I know it can work. Maybe first you need smaller groups to kind of help, it get bigger, but it works. It's just everybody needs to find what they have of value, because I think, with the whole job system, like it kind of takes away people's ability to recognize what they can do that is valuable, how they can really contribute, instead of like, oh man, I'm just gonna go, make French fries and
Yeah.
flip burgers and shit, which is, valuable still, but oh shit, we got people in the chat. I forgot. Let's say what's up to everybody in the
Yo, if you're
YouTube
watching
chat.
this on X, please repost it. If you're watching it anywhere else, go to X and repost it.
What's up, YouTube fam? We had DB earlier. He came
D
and
and
he was in the
B.
chat.
That's a
D&B,
they.
but
They're a couple. That's two people. D and
oh,
B.
that's right. Well, there he left. Casper's in the chat. I am called Polly P.
Oh, I know
Uh,
you. Hi, bro.
Polly Annie, what's up? She's here. Um,
Hi,
M Ninja
Polly.
Fourth. What's up, Ninja Fourth? What's up, everybody? Sorry we didn't keep up with this. It kind of already spread over a few
Yeah, we were a
conversations,
little bit
but
bummed out. We missed our chance to have a guest tonight, so we're just jumping into topics of conversation.
but Pollyanna said money is stupid and ugly though, for real. The value isn't existing. Exactly. Like we don't really need it. It's just I get it. It kind of maybe made sense for a little while, and but at some point it's just kind of like, hey, we can really be smart enough to not have to use this. Unless, we don't think we're smart enough to not have to use it, but
So
we'll see.
I guess the next topic is pretty much on everybody's mind, and everyone's kind of talking about the Bitcoin halvening, the
Oh
halving,
yeah.
but the
The
halvening.
have
How do you say it? I say halvening,
I
like
thought the
with an N.
having. Oh, I say the having.
I don't know if it's like
Having.
the Philly accent, but I almost like throw in like
Having.
I almost always throw in an inappropriate like syllable or something. It's like having. Like I don't know why I do that.
Happening. I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
like a Philly
I
thing, dude. We all do it from out there. We're like
like the
Acme,
John.
like Acme instead of Acme.
What's that John over there?
Like
Oh, the
yo,
John is the
I'm going to the
having.
supermarket. Which one? Acme. Like
Happening.
that's not how you say that.
The halfning.
The
That's how I say it.
halvening. Anyway, dude, let's talk a little
The
bit about
half.
the Bitcoin halvening. Looks like it's scheduled for April 20th, which is, I think, intentional. I feel like people were already looking into this and congesting Bitcoin quite a bit to make sure it got to this point. I feel like
It's
the
funny.
ordinals were a little bit in on the joke and just like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, they aimed for this. This is too perfect. And it looks like we could even be $69,000 on 420. So I guess keep an eye
Nice.
out for that screenshot.
42069.
All the news I'm seeing, dude, from the mainstream, this happening around, and I guess like it is actual mainstream, not just like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph.
Right.
It's mainstream actually talking about this happening. First time, guys. The first time the mainstream media has talked about the happening. They never mentioned it. They never tried to talk about it. I think it's because of the ETF and the futures, and they know that they have actual, institutional eyes interested now, so they could put this topic in the mainstream news and it not be like a gimmick. It's actual like newsworthy news, and they're talking about the halving for the first time mainstream. Everyone's talking about how this one's going to be different, this, that, and the other, and I mean I agree because of there's so many factors into the fact. Never saw a bull run like we're in a bull run pre-halvening. That's never happened. I've pretty much been here for every Bitcoin halvening except the very, very first one. I never seen the space take in so much volume in market cap right now. It's insane. I don't even think Bitcoin's dominance looks right for a halvening either. So everything is different
Right.
about this one. It's looking like they're calling it like a non-event, and when there's So like I guess the mainstream's looking at it like this: buy the rumor, sell the news. But the happening isn't a rumor; it's only news. And I personally am
Right.
seeing that we're probably going to see a retrace. We're probably going to see a sell-off. Probably going to be coming down like 20% or so. I could be wrong. I hope I am. I'm not a financial advisor. I just see shit and have an opinion on it based on a million different factors. But most of them are
Yeah.
fundamental analysis, not technical analysis in almost any way. But yeah, I think that the fact that the institutions are in on this is the news in which you sell. So the happening is the news. It's the sell. The rumor was the happening. For the past few months, that's probably what was a big push in the momentum here, especially with the ETF and again with the futures. So
Yeah.
I think that the institutional money has taken over the movement of the market. It used to be the individual, investors, the retail investors that were, kind of in control of the price movement. Institutions have come in with enough money and enough collusion that they're moving it in three different ways. Again, futures, ETF, right there on exchange, right? So they have three different angles to kind of control the narrative. And they're just going to take this into their own playbook, which is they bought the rumor the past couple of weeks, right? The news is
Mhm.
the happening, 420. They're gonna shit on our favorite holiday, and I don't see it being a bull run event. It might be 3 months after the happening, but what are your thoughts, bro?
Honestly, I don't think there's ever really been anything exciting that happens around the time. I mean, in my experience, nothing major really is big. We've always been prepared. I remember the one time, I think maybe it was the previous one. I don't know, but there was one, like it was the previous one or the one before that where, you know, it was seemed like something big was going to happen. All these exciting things were going on, and
Well, it was the first time Bitcoin
nothing.
was on TV.
Yeah, and all kinds of stuff. But I just think, it's not exactly what people realize. Like, yes, it is a very impactful event, and yes, it's going to impact the price. Things are going to happen, but it's all systematic. It's not as volatile as the price is. The system isn't volatile. Like the Bitcoin, the blocks, the releasing of it, it's all timed and very systematic. With the algorithms, like it's not going to come out any faster. Or it's not going to dramatically because there's less coming out of the block that all of a sudden, oh man, now the supply has been completely cut really short, and now the price is going to go crazy. Like
Even
it's
if
going
the
to take a little bit
scarcity
of time.
matters, bro. Well, that's why it's going to take time. The scarcity doesn't really matter when all the big money moves are OTC. So it's like
Right.
they're
Yeah.
the big price actions that you would wish for to help increase Bitcoin's value. It's never recorded. It's not
Right.
on the chain. It's not on the exchange. It's OTC, dude. They might be paying a premium for Bitcoin from miners because that's how a lot of the institutions are grabbing it. They're just getting contracts with miners, but that is actually
Right.
suppressing Bitcoin's value as well. And they're probably just going to keep going that route, especially with the way regulations look. I think most institutions are just going to keep getting deals with miners and just grabbing it from them directly OTC. They're clean. They're never been used. They have no history. It's pristine, mwah, shiny Bitcoin.
Right.
And that's what they imagine being BlackRock and in your pool of Bitcoin. You got some tainted satoshis that were used for like CP or something. Like there goes your
Right.
yeah, dude. I mean, so they're just gonna keep
Yeah.
getting it from the miners, and it's not really gonna matter for us. And again, it's gonna take a while for any effect to happen. Especially with the demand. I don't see an increase in demand that will be able to, like, I mean, unless all the meme coiners decide, philosophically they believe in Bitcoin when looking at belief systems, that's very unlikely. Once you find something you kind of, feel a part of, you're
Right.
not likely to just jump ship. Once you're a shitcoiner,
Right.
always a shitcoiner. But once you're a Bitcoiner, you're just waiting to become a shitcoiner.
Yeah, and the reality is that even if the happening is happening, this doesn't mean like a million new people are gonna want to buy in. You know what I mean? Like it's the same community people that were here before the happening, were here last year, like there, yeah, we all want to buy it up, because we know the scarcity of what's coming in the next, decade. But no new people are going to be rushing in to buy it. So that's
Not at
where
these
like
prices.
yeah, and that's where you're not going to see. But I mean, but just in general, like in the entirety of the space, there's not a lot of onboarding happening. At least the rate of it that is happening is very slow. Like the onboarding process hasn't been very fast at all. Like there's been a lot of change in Web3, but the amount of new people that are coming in to learn about it aren't as many as it seems.
Hmm.
Um, and so because of that, when this happens, there's not going to be a flood of people just coming in who never knew about Bitcoin that are like all of a sudden, hey, now I want to buy it. It's going to be people who are already curious, who are already buying, but people who just never cared about it, never knew about it, they're not just going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go buy a bunch of Bitcoin now. I'm going to go figure it out today and go buy a bunch of it. Uh, that's still there's no incentive for them. There was no incentive 2 years ago. There's no incentive this year. With the happening, there's still no incentive for those types of people who haven't been because they're not here right now. You know what I mean? And so that's where my big thing is that like the onboarding process is still lacking. So we're gonna see price changes. Yes, we're gonna see prices go up because scarcity, all these great things, but it's not gonna happen as fast as everybody thinks because it's the same people buying it. You know
Yeah,
what I
and we don't
mean?
have
Like,
any more fiat. None of them have any
yeah,
more fiat.
it's just us. We're buying it all up. The
We
same
have to
people.
wait for reallocation of market caps, and that's what I said. Is like look at things like Solana. Look how much diversification is happening to their market cap through the dilution of meme coins. They have a
Yeah.
lot locked up in liquidity. I get it, but look, dude, once the value, the market cap value of these meme coins goes back into Solana, where it will inevitably end up, just start adding up those market caps. Just add up the top 10 meme coins on Solana, and I think
Right.
it's worth more than Solana itself. Like, you're potentially looking at 100x just when a couple of these projects do rug. And I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying
Right.
it's inevitable. I've been in this space long enough to see it happen at least 3 different waves of
Yeah.
of rugs, like waves of rugs. And I
Yeah.
don't see this as being any different.
No, I mean it's just people gotta understand that it's not possible that all these tokens can sustain themselves and last for like just in general in the space there's thousands of them. To imagine that like oh every single meme coin that's gonna
And
launch
it's
is
only
gonna
going to get more.
stay. Yeah, like there's no way. Like there's just not enough people to be there to sustain it.
But
You know
once
what I
they
mean?
plateau, they rug and they rinse and repeat until that's dry. And the rinse and
Right.
repeat is about to occur. I'm definitely looking at it. We're pre-rinse and repeat. I give it one more wave of these meme thingies, and we're just going right to utility. This is the last chance to be a
Yeah.
scammer in crypto. This is like what it must have felt like in like 1990s when people were still getting like money when they sent you that like I'm a Nigerian prince email, send me money
Yeah.
from, and like that
Which it
last
still
year.
works.
But it was like the last year. Yeah,
Not
it
as
works in
much.
crypto, right? But that's what I mean. It doesn't work so much anymore in email, and I think
Right.
that's like where we're at in crypto right now. This is like the last year to get away with that dumb shit, and most people will have the common sense, common knowledge, and we'll be at like a base level intellectual understanding of this shit. Like we're like the
Yeah.
base level, like the dumbest person in your circle is gonna know the minimum about this technology. Like they'll know it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like just kind of like I said over the last couple of years is that, it's almost all scammers get found out, one at some point or other. Very few of them last, and the ones that do last, they don't last very long because they end
Well,
up just
it's not even
cutting
them.
themselves
Fuck
out.
them. It's the people that they scam. They run
Right.
out. Those people run out. They run out of people to scam, dude.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, so it's just like you said, it's not going to be very long lasting to where, there's enough options of legitimate projects out there that, even if there are scammers out there, there just won't be enough people to, like you said, there won't be enough people out there to really to scam. So
Yeah. And
they'll
don't
be
get me
out
wrong,
just
dude. There's some meme coins doing good shit. I just saw, I thought this thing earlier about Pepe looking way legit, too legit to quit. What was it doing? It was like getting
Too
coin
legit
listed
to
on
quit.
Coinbase International and stuff. Like,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I'm just like, okay, so I mean, like, even some of them will be making what seems to be legit moves. I look at a lot of this as Schrodinger's cat. You know what I mean? Like, it's either dead or alive till you look at it, and
Yeah.
even Bitcoin is in that box with the cyanide. Like, so it's hard to say
Yeah.
anything else isn't, right? It's all kind of a scam until it isn't.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the meme coins are making legit moves. They're making partnerships. Doge. Look how far it's come. It's stepped up from meme coin status to it's so serious they had to make Shiba Inu because it lost its
Right.
memeness.
Yeah,
So some of
100%.
these meme coins can accidentally mature too much for its own community. So it may be of what happened to Doge, and that's why we have Shibu, we have Dog with Hat, we have all these sub communities because Doge became too professional. Now you can buy a Tesla with it. Like, how's that funny?
Yeah, I know.
That's not a joke
But I mean,
anymore.
yeah, I know, but it's kind of funny though. But it is not. Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's growing up. You
It
know
would
what I
have been a
mean?
lot
But
funnier before it was on exchanges, before it had to go through all the same procedures. You know what I mean? When it was a community thing. Yeah, except Doge for a Tesla when it's just us, the community, doing it. Nah,
right.
dude, he waited for all of his suit buddies to get into a position, and waited for Doge to have to go through all the procedures to get to elite status, and that's what happened. That's what will keep happening. And yeah, some may succeed for a while, some may not, but definitely 99% of them are going goodbye this year, the end of 2024. Just get ready to sound like a weirdo talking about your favorite meme coins from 2023. It's I'm there. I was at NFT NYC talking about projects I totally forgot don't exist anymore, and they were namesakes in crypto at the time.
Right. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It is a crazy space. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, all you could do is just kind of sit back and just watch things happen and hopefully, be educated enough to know that, hey, maybe I need to be careful and double check everything that I'm doing and just at least if I'm gonna risk something, risk, an amount that's not gonna break the bank. I
Yeah.
was always lucky that I was never much of a gambler.
Oh,
I
I
hate
don't
losing
think I'm
money.
gambling, dude. I think I'm doing this the right way, honestly. I'm all in on Solana. I'm
Same.
50-50 with ASV, with Asvoria and Solana.
Yeah.
This is the first halving. I have zero interest in Bitcoin. I missed the
Yeah.
institutional buy the rumor, which started weeks ago. The sell event may be something I could participate in by shorting Bitcoin, but
Yeah.
I don't see me even interested in Bitcoin, even with the halving, even with it being on 420. And like you said, the odds of even a percentage of new people coming in that are already here,
Right.
very unlikely. We're not
Yeah.
there. We're a good 2-year winter away from another run like this. So this might be like the beginning of a sell-off and an accumulation period. But again, in my opinion, dude, Solana is the only one that's suppressed. It's the only one undervalued that's I'm only interested in Solana, and I've been loving the bad press, the bad news, everything that's been going on, dude. That's like, to me, that's buy signals. You know what I mean? Like, run
Right.
towards the fire, Warren Buffett style. And it's really hard to keep that mentality if you already are in the fire. You know what I mean? Like, if you already ran in and you're like waiting for the fire to get out so you can enjoy the rainbows and the profits and stuff. But yeah, sometimes the fire burns a little bit long enough for more people to get in. Walk deeper in, bro. Go deeper.
Right.
I have nothing but faith in Solana moving forward. I guess we can kind of wrap things up in a couple minutes. We're at over 11, but under an hour, so we're breaking even here with the times. We waited for our guest as long as we could. If you're watching this live, please hit the repost or share out this stuff wherever you can.
Drop some comments. If
Anything
you
you
love
wanted to talk
us,
about in
drop a comment.
particular?
If you hate us, drop a comment. What?
Is there anything you wanted to talk about in particular? I guess I got like one more topic, unless you got one.
Um, No, we can talk about the Gunzilla thing later. Only because like I've been getting into the game thing and I kind of want to read more into it first.
Okay.
But Gunzilla, they're doing some. Looks like they're doing some stuff with OpenSea to kind of open up the gaming, industry for Web3 a little bit more.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we can talk about what you had going on or what you saw.
I just noticed the misuse of vernacular that's been going on, man. Everyone's
Oh yeah.
calling their meme coin a meme coin when it's a fucking token at best. And they don't know the difference, and the difference is very valuable. It's very important, and I think it matters more than the value of your token, right? Calling a meme token a meme coin is a meme in which I think is a net loss. It's too meta. It's too meta to be beneficial. It creates an idiocracy retardation conversation. It is not a meme coin if it's on another blockchain. It is a meme token. Yes, I know it doesn't sound as cute. It's not as,
Right.
it doesn't roll off the tongue, but it is what it is. Correctly define it. Because I think as you move forward in this space and new people come in and actually are paying attention, learning, and giving a fuck, you're going to sound like an idiot even if you're an OG.
Right.
I had to correct
Nah.
people at NFT NYC, and I'm like, haven't you been in? Like, you should know better.
No, and I think that's one thing, that we talked about before, and I think you're right about is that like, the terminology that's used for, you know, Web3, is needs to be, really, I think someone needs to pay attention to that and like focus on that while the rest of us kind of nerd out and all
Yeah.
this shit. But someone needs to be paying attention to these words, like you said, like maybe some kind of linguist who can help kind of create better terms that,
Oh yeah,
really
like
make
Webster's
sense.
dictionary, but like Satoshi's dictionary.
Yeah, because I think that is also a big problem too when trying to communicate, and when trying to onboard is that a lot of people are using terms that yes are very can be very familiar, but we all use them in different ways because individually people want to perceive their own definitions on what they feel something might mean,
Yep.
and so
Oh, it
we
can get you caught up legally too, man. Imagine,
right.
misspeaking at a legal procedure, and you really, you know what I mean? Now you look like you're double speaking because you misspoke and you're back talking. But it's, yeah, be careful what you say and how you say it, especially with this
Right.
technology, because we're in the Wild West and words matter, especially legality wise.
Exactly, especially the financial world. I mean, words are used against us when it comes to technical things
You
like
told me I
this,
was investing
and
in a coin. I bought a token. I'm suing you.
yeah. And that's one thing we need to be careful of is that if we're going to, retain this industry and keep it as open and, I don't want to say like within DGen control, but,
Yeah,
within
degens aren't
oh,
sue happy. The next wave, though, the next wave is going to be the
yeah,
sue happy motherfuckers.
exactly. And
We
that's what
got
things are going to
4chan.
start
4chan
getting.
just hacks your fucking Dropbox and sends your news to your family. That's how they get
That's
back
where
at
the
you.
regulations get put into place and,
Oh,
people start
dude.
getting all the crazy shit and,
Nah, man. We could go into regulations a little bit too because I see them institutionalizing mining, whitelisting Bitcoin public addresses through mandated wallet legislation. All the exchanges have to follow the law. All the wallets have to follow
right,
the law, and the law is going to write the way Bitcoin has to Bitcoin. So if you
right,
don't want to do what they say, how they do it, when they say to do it, you're just going to get blacklisted, right? And
right,
if you wanted to be a Bitcoin miner, maybe now you have to, go to your local municipal building, pay for a permit, a request to get the permission from your government just to be a miner and have to give them a cut, I'd imagine. And I think that's the future of this. If you even want to buy mining equipment in, the future, I imagine you're going to have to show NVIDIA that you have a government contract license, that you're approved by your local government to even participate in the purchase of the hardware technology. Then
right,
when it comes to the hardware wallets, they're the same way. Just because you have a hardware wallet doesn't mean that these blacklisting and whitelisting censorship opportunities that the government's going to have is you're not impervious. The firmwares will be
right.
updated, and it's all ledgerized. They know, hey, this wallet was created with the ledger, or this wallet was created with treasure, this wallet was created with this. All of it has that fingerprint, that thumbprint on the metadata, so they know, oh, this is on a hardware wallet, or this is on a warm wallet, or a hot wallet, or a cold wallet, right? They have that info. So I definitely worry about regulations getting more to a point that, like, we should be preparing for the anarchy shit now, dude, because it's going to be real hard to build the anarchy infrastructure around all the regulations. We just have to do it so they can't even feasibly regulate it.
Right. No, I absolutely agree. And I think that's why, one thing that was always most important for me about being involved with this space, and especially getting involved with content and things like that, was, like, just being an example. Like, if I can, do what I'm doing and do it the way that I'm doing it, then maybe that can encourage others, like you said, so we can kind of all start doing these things that, can really kind of move the chains of control and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like we really just need to do less. Like the less we do, the more control we have over what's going on. The problem is we're doing too much. Like,
yeah, I mean, when you say, like, be your own bank, Satoshi meant it. He said, here's how you make your own wallet.
Exactly.
Here's how you make your own this. And we should really get back to that core principle of, like, maybe there's a profit in it where a wallet company can just help people make their own wallets, so it's outside of their control if they were ever, forced by government regulations to step in and do anything with that wallet stuff. They're like, hey, man, we didn't make those wallets. We just made a thing that makes wallets. Like, we can't do any. Or, like, more dexes, less sexes. Fuck these centralized exchanges, man. Stop giving them your time just because, Coinbase listed my favorite meme coin. Like, no, it's a meme token, and that's not a good thing. Like, that's the news you should be selling. The fact that you keep buying is like, when's the next big news? And that's the same thing I was saying about Bitcoin in 2021, 2022, is like, there's no bigger news than the news that we have had. And I haven't seen any bigger news in the past 3-4 years. That's why we're only talking about the halvening. It's not like the Queen of England invested in Bitcoin. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like
there's really nothing else.
Disneyland is only accepting Bitcoin now for tickets. It's not.
That's funny. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. But you're right. There's really nothing has happened and really major that is impactful or matters really.
It's all been meh.
That's funny. I am
El Salvador, Venezuela. All these countries are getting involved in Bitcoin. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right.
What's bigger? Do something bigger.
I am called Polly P. He said, see, now I just figured out that all POW chains were coins and everything else was a token. Guess I was wrong. I'm still figuring it out. I'm just like, whatever.
If it's on somebody else's blockchain, it's a token. If it's on its own blockchain, it's a coin. And the value in that difference is the fact that it is its own technology rather than piggybacking on somebody else's technology.
So would that make layer 2's tokens then?
No, layer 2's are layaway. Oh yeah, layer 2 is like layaway.
Okay.
It's not even like, it's not. It's layaway. It could be for either or, but it's layaway. So like, that's how I look at layer 2. You know what I mean? It's like, Mickey, I'm gonna send you this thing. I'm just gonna put it over here. I promise it's there, and you're just gonna agree that it is, and trust. You're gonna trust in this, don't trust verify system, and wait, and then maybe when you go to redeem that thing on layaway, maybe it's there, maybe it'll work, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't.
That's awesome.
I'm not a fan of it, dude. Layer 2 is, we're taking a step back and basically making crypto more like Visa, just to make Visa feel better about themselves. And we're misusing the technology. We're building all these like side ways on the highway, like these sideways, like Bitcoin's a highway, and we have all these, or Ethereum, whatever layer 2 is attaching itself to, is a sideway, and it's just literally taking up the resources, causing damage to the road, but they don't pay enough taxes to fix the damage or to implement more like space on the highway. They're just congesting it, they're abusing it, taking advantage of it, and it is a cost ineffective thing. That's why we haven't seen any successful ICOs outside of EOS. EOS and Ethereum's the first ICO. Nobody fucking knows that anymore, apparently. And then EOS had like a 2-year long or a 1-year long ICO. That's a success. Nothing else. Nothing. There's like nothing that came of it, man. And that's where, you know, it's going to go again. We can wrap this up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please hit that repost button on X if you're watching this anywhere else. Share it out on socials. We'll be live every weekday, 10 p.m. Eastern till 11 p.m. Eastern, hopefully with a guest tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll get them. We'll reach out to them and we'll get you back on. So sorry we missed you guys tonight, but we'll get you rescheduled and join us. And if you want to be a guest on this show, just reach out to us and we'll send you the calendar link and you can join us and talk about, you know, some cool shit or funny shit.
Yeah, let's
or boring shit, whatever you want.
Boring shit. That would be interesting. What's boring in crypto? I feel like that's a challenge.
There you go. Let's have a contest. Whoever brings us the most boring project to talk about, we'll give you 100 ASB tokens.
Elon Musk applies to talk to us about the boring company. He's like, I win.
That's funny.
Right. All right, man. I appreciate everybody for watching again. Everybody have a night.
Peace out, y'all.